Boston Garden, TD Garden, any kind of garden in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let your biases seep in.
They don't grow beautiful flowers there. They grow mean fans. No, listen, the sixth man in Celtics history, they've been a loud crowd, an obnoxious crowd. They try to give their team the edge, but what's crossing the line, right? Is there a line to be crossed for fans in that scenario, and what is crossing the line? Here's Klay Thompson, guys, at the post-game presser on the Boston crowd in Game 3.
It was not a factor. We've played in front of rude people before, dropping F-bombs with children in the crowd. Real classy. Good job, Boston.
Look, man, you can talk about what happened at the Garden, like when they made the playoffs with the Knicks, right? Like, people are going to say blank you. People are going to call you a mother. People are going to call you all these different obscenities. Like, I get it. Key for me, I'm not saying it makes it right. It's your job to be a role model to your kid. If that's the environment you want to put around, then I got nothing to say about it. I'm blocking you out. I'm focused on the game. As long as there aren't any racist lines that are crossed.
Or it doesn't get personal. Like some generic insult it's not specific and personal. To me, somehow that's.
But it's going to get personal.
That stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of information about people on the internet.
Yeah, but
so people are going to try to use personal things to get under your skin.
No, okay,
no,
but there's fanatic.
I can't subscribe to that, man. It's every year we had this conversation about fans in Boston, whether it's baseball, whether it's Patriots, whether it's Celtics. We have this conversation every year, Max. You do know that, right?
Yep.
About the Boston fan base in their support of their sports, and I get it. But I can't subscribe to constant cursing and talking nonsense when kids are around.
At North Carolina this year, North Carolina had a chant, F you, Coach K. That went around the whole chant, and kids are screaming.
But that's not cool either, though, Jay.
Hey, I'm saying it happens in all sport arenas that aren't cool. But yes, it's like, what are you going to do, tell people not to curse?
No, okay. I think it's more than just cursing. You suck is one thing. You're not good is another. But when you start dropping F-bombs and calling people the B word in front of their children.
Yeah.
Okay, this is in front of Draymond Green's children.
It is marketed as family entertainment.
It's not.
This is not me and you on the court, Jay. It's some dude who had a couple tequila shots before the game, drinking beer during the game, tequila shots at halftime. This ain't that. This is kids I'm talking about.
I played at Duke, man. We were one of the most hated teams in college basketball. I had crazy, absurd things said to me, even with Chicago Bulls.
But we're not.
Crazy,
but I'm not,
absurd.
But see, I'm not talking about just you. I'm talking about. I don't care about us. They say the players say stuff to us, so that doesn't bother me. I'm talking about the fans. I'm talking about my mom sitting next to somebody in the stands with my kids.
Who doesn't want to be subjected to right, listen, this is what Draymond Green's wife, Hazel Renee, on Boston's chance at the game said on Twitter, guys, okay? So I believe this is from Twitter. Tough loss tonight, but in no way, shape, or form should fans be allowed to chant obscenities at players. Are they not human? Is someone standing at your job saying off-the-wall things to you? The NBA has the audacity to have a whole code of conduct card at every seat about fans and their behavior and how they could be ejected from a game or banned, but a whole crowd / section / numerous people get to chant blank you, Draymond, or call him a blank or blank. I don't even want to abbreviate because, stay away from it, but a lot of obscenities. And nothing. Like, that's okay. Warriors fans would never, all caps, 2 exclamation points. My kids were at the game tonight hearing that mess. Very disgusting of you little Celtics fans. Just shameful.
So I have been to Warriors games where I've heard crazy chants.
Yeah, I have
also. It's a lot. It's fans in general. And my bigger point about this is, are you going to kick out an entire fan base that is cheering F you? Are you going to do that?
Although
I understand what it makes you
I'm trying
feel.
to think if Oracle, I've heard the stuff that maybe not as bad as some other places.
Yeah, I'm not comparing it, but I've heard random fans at Oracle.
Yeah, sure. But she's talking about whole sections. I have not heard that at Oracle where whole sections have an obscene.
It's happened.
And it's not Oracle anymore.
It happens in sports. It happens in football. It happens in soccer. It happens in basketball. I'm not saying it is right at all, but it happens. It is not family entertainment. It hasn't been for a long time now. If you choose to bring your child to the game, you have to understand you're gonna hear absurd type of language.
Grown-up talk.
It's what it is. So what are we asking? Are we asking the NBA to kick everybody out of a stadium that cheers those kind of chants? Is that what we're doing? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how you stop it.
I don't want anybody to get kicked out. I just want somebody to maybe go in that section and tell them to just give them some warnings, things of that nature. I'm very sensitive to children being in a crowd next to grown-ass adults cursing and swearing and chant. That's just me. I curse in front of my kids. Those are mine, though. I don't need another person doing it. It ain't acceptable.
How are you going to go tell a certain – it wasn't the section. It was the entire building.
No. She said a second. She
no.
said,
I watched the game. It was the entire building cheering blank you Draymond. Like, it was personal for them. It was personal. I mean, this stuff – guys –
why are they cursing out Draymond? He had a terrible game. They should be thanking Draymond.
Think about the whole man in the arena. Like, this whole thing about sport has came from, like, Roman times. Like, what people have been saying through the history of sports have been crazy things.
Yeah. I think as a player at Duke, you're like, I heard all types of wild stuff. You're like,
Until Mike, you want to bring
I heard type of wild stuff as a player. I don't know. I feel different about it, though.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.